Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing good. So I wanted to send you big hugs ahead of time, and this reading, as you can see, is for Kamala, and for her week. This one will go from September 30th through October 6th, and it'll include a card reading portion of the new moon solar eclipse for her, which lasts for 6 months. It comes in on October 2nd for all of us, and it lasts for 6 months. All the way, it'll take us through to March 29th when we'll have another eclipse. So, yeah, I think that's it. I just bring you over to my table and we'll get this going. Hold on. Okay, so I decided to use Libby's awesome little deck. I love this deck. I don't have the box to it, so I just have to say, here's where you get it. And that's how you spell her. If you go to Etsy, if you want to buy it, go to Etsy and put this in and it'll pop right up. I think there are 88 or 89 cards, somewhere in there. So we have lots of possibilities that could come through. Okay. Kamala and Tim, of course Tim will come through. Kamala and Tim, what is coming up for you this week? What will you both be experiencing? So September 30th through October 6th. And of course it's the solar eclipse week, and I've done those videos already, those election videos for both her and Trump. So just look in my astrology playlist and they'll be in there, or even the election playlist, whichever one you bump into first. Probably, well, I don't know, depends if you sort it for alphabetical. It tends to populate with like the videos that have the most views, so it can be frustrating. But if you can't find it, just drop me a comment and I'll post the link for you if you want it. They're long videos. They're like an hour and a half because they go through the all the different ramifications of astrology on both of them for a good year or so. Okay, so solar eclipse week for Kamala and Tim. Let's see, what may be coming through this week? Right there. Okay. Out. Something is out. Well, this is probably them. Out and about. Out. Worried about the health of the country. This might be speaking a lot about the plans, the healthcare plans. You know, Trump has a concept of a plan. She's going to be talking about the actual plans. Maybe this is, well, let me just get the cards laid out first, because this is at the heart of the reading here. Oh, yeah. Okay, now that makes perfect sense. Hold on, let me bring this up a little bit. There. Wow. Whoa, okay. I think on the trail, on the campaign trail, there's going to be a lot, she's going to be talking a lot about the empty plan that Trump has and how she's going to flip that. She's going to really be in her leadership. I love seeing that. Let me just move these up a little. That'll probably help. There we go. Okay. She's going to be in her leader, but she's going to be striking down. Oh, there we go, the swamp. And the fear. And the evil energy. Whoa. Okay, so out with the ruler the angry ruler, the bloviating bag of hot air that Donald John Trump is, and out with the emptiness inside of him that is just his health. And maybe all he does is, maybe he's going to talk about out with celebrating an empty, angry leader who thinks that he can just rule over everything. So this is just kind of on one level. And he has nothing to offer when it comes to an actual plan in place for health care. She's going to be driving home the whole health care issue. Because, remember how she nailed him at the debate. Now, maybe this is Tim that's going to be talking. Well, I think they're both going to be united in however they, whatever they put out there. It'll be together. They'll be saying the same thing in their own unique way. So she's going to be out in her leadership. This is her destined, this is literally her lifetime's destiny to finally get here, to finally get to this place. And that's out, and nobody can do anything about it, and it's flipping a lot of people on their heads, if you're a part of the swamp. She's literally flipping and striking down greed, the swampy greediness, and the evil. I mean, that's just all right here. These two cards knighting together tells me the evil energy of Trump is going to be struck down. And what will grow in place of the swamp is yes, like a big yes to life and a yes to her leadership. Because yes, it's her destiny to do this. But it's also his karma, Karma's a bitch, right? Oh. I was looking at her chart yesterday. So her moon's at 27 degrees of Aries. My ascendant is at 27 degrees of Aries. And I was looking at my chart and thinking, wait a minute. So transiting Eris, Eris, which is the kick-butt female planet for justice. She's a dwarf planet like Pluto, but she's twice as powerful as Pluto. And nobody talks a lot about her. Well, no, a lot of people do, but not a lot of people don't. So I always have her included in any reading I ever do. And, once I discovered that she's not an asteroid, she's a dwarf planet, just like Pluto. And so she's currently transiting at 25 degrees of Aries. So she's on my ascendant, which is why I get pissy really easily. Lisa will attest to that. I don't get pissy at her ever, but, people comment the wrong way on my channel, and I'll just kind of, I'll block them is what I'll do, usually after I tell them what I think. Anyway, so Eris is transiting over Kamala's moon and my ascendant, which is both, I know how she feels. And I think somebody commented last week about I sound like a walking advertisement for Kamala. No, I think I'm a living advertisement for her. So she's out there flipping all of this dark energy on its head, and growth is absolutely what she is looking for the country. I mean, just telling a story here. Like Libby likes to read this way and go along that way. So I'll do that. Before I stop. But I want to start with this card here. So it's out with the angry leader, angry ruler, the dude that wants to just be. So what she's doing this week is doing everything to get him out of the position to where he could ever run for POTUS, so that he could never celebrate being in the White House again. it's like out with the leader, off with his head kind of thing. And then she's looking out for the future, and here's the angry Trump that's just running on fear. That's all he's running on is fear. So I think she's going to be saying that, as well as she's going to be talking about, I believe, some type of a healthcare plan. And then also the plans to rebuild America, rebuild our country, because that's what she's been talking about. So it's the same thing. It's what we already know if you listen to her, is the thing. You know what strikes me as odd, and I get a little pissy about this? I'll just have to be honest here. I get twice as many views on Trump's videos as hers. And I think it's because you guys aren't worried about her. So why bother? Why not, why look? I wish you would look. I wish you would look. Like, why can't we give more power to the joy and the growth and celebrate the growth and say yes to life? Why can't we give just as much to that as we give to, getting this guy out? So anyway, she's feeling like he's empty, his health plan, the health of the nation itself, the health of the country is under threat, and she feels that it's her destiny to flip that on its head and create growth. And rebuilding America is so she's going to talk a lot about manufacturing and union, maybe some more meetings with unions. I don't know. She might have done all that she could there. But she's really looking forward to the future. And I think she's going to be talking about it, how we've been held down, Oh, I would love to see her put Bernie Sanders in charge of something once she's in that could help, if he's up for it. I would think he would be, but I don't know. So, anywho, okay. Plus is knighting to the health card. So that's going to be the thing that she's really going to be driving home, I believe, this week, is all about more than a concept for a health plan. She's got an actual written text document. She's going to be celebrating that. And like I said, looking to the future. And that is going to really help to rebuild her. It's all about her vision. She's adding on to her vision for the country. So the main message in a nutshell, I think, is going to be out with the angry, old, greedy energy, greedy, evil energy that's lying, and in celebrating, rebuilding our country so that we all grow together equally. Remember, because Eris is all about equality. And she has Eris transiting over her moon. You know how long it takes for Eris to move around the zodiac? So Pluto will get all the way around between 243 and 248 years. You know how USA, we've had our Pluto return? Well, Eris takes 556 to 558 years. So the fact that Eris is now on her moon and my ascendant, this is like fated. That we signed up for this transit before we incarnated this lifetime. So man, I can't say enough about how just how important that is. So anyway, yeah, I think just simply it's out with all this crap. And to bring in like a new type of a leadership. So now let's go. Let me do the four corners, and then I'll read the way Libby does. Okay, so she is angry about the fear mongering, and she's going to strike down that evil energy, simply put, okay? To read the way Libby does in a lineup, she's angry, but she's also talking about the angry so-called ruler, that wants to just install himself. I'll only be a dictator on day one. Like, how stupid do you think we are? God. So she's angry about that, and then also about the health situation, or the ruling that he has, the measuring of any type of health care plan that he has for the United States is just empty. She's going to drive that home. And then she's going to, maybe she'll talk, I don't know that she'll use the word karma, but I think she'll use a lot of language that makes us see, the law of cause and effect and the consequences that this so-called leadership, she'll be in her leadership talking about how he has not been, and then she's going to just keep striking him down. It's like lightning rods coming at him. Now, this could also have to do with Hurricane Helene, just joining these cards together, and like, what has he done? What in the world has happened because of, I think she's going to blame him for for he and his whole swampy, greedy, Leonard Leo and all these other guys that are just, they don't care about the planet. They don't care about climate change. They don't believe in climate change, or they conveniently don't believe in it. And she's going to nail that, that major evil going on there. So anyway, that's the little piece there together. But striking down, she's going to add on, well, I think she's going to talk about climate change, and I think she's also going to add on some more plans. And then she's just going to celebrate being out there, flipping the greed and the swamp on its head. And she's not in fear, well, she is in fear of the future. If he were to get back in, she's going to talk about that a lot, I think. If he were to get back in, she's really, because, man, the damage he could do this next time, I mean, oh my God, I just, it's unfathomable to think of, because of what the, we would have total chaos in the USA fighting all of this, but because of what Scrotus has given him, or 6 of the Scrotus. So she's going to talk about the fear of the future, and can we rebuild the country with growth, in a way that brings in growth. She's going to keep talking about, her big yes. That's her karmic, fated destiny, is to say yes to being, in that leadership position, to strike down, like I said, this evil energy. So, yeah, let me see, is there any other way? She's going to say yes to the future, rebuilding and growth. It's all about the country. Maybe she's going to say we do need to be afraid of the evil energy that doesn't care, and she doesn't want the swamp to grow, which happens when we have hurricanes over and over and over again. How do they rebuild? It takes too long to rebuild, and then another hurricane comes. It's like when I lived in Southern California for 60 years. I moved when I was 62, but growing up, it's like, okay, so we had, what do you call Santa Ana winds? We'd have those 4 times a year. They'd be awful, depending on where you live, like just devastating, awful. Like I watched the towers that go from LA to Las Vegas. I lived in an area where it was so windy. I watched those cables, the towers and cables go down, like flip and go down on the ground. And I had a big 4-wheel drive truck, but I couldn't get over the cable. The cables were like just so big when they're actually down on the ground. So I've seen the devastation of wind. And so 3 or 4 times a year you would have that when I was growing up and when I was like in my 30s. And the older I got, it started happening every month. Like that happens all the time. So that's why I got the heck out of California, and also because the home prices, it's like I could never buy a home living there. I would just forget it. Insane. Unless it would be in an area that just was too noisy or unsafe. So, okay, enough about me. Here, again, that addition with the adding, she's going to talk a lot, I think, about adding on to climate change problems. Maybe she's going to actually have like some proof that comes out as to their greed. Maybe there's going to be something published that comes out. And she'll be celebrating because it flips things on, it comes out and flips things on its head. Like these people, they're busted. Just like Eric Adams, Mayor Eric Adams. Of course he's pleading not guilty, but, the proof is there. Bribery, right? So that, okay. Also, she's going to strike down anger, shine a big bolt of, like just bam, shazam on all this angry energy of this so-called leader, which is, Trump. And is he healthy enough? Here's a question. Do you think he's healthy enough to step into that position? And she's going to say, no, he's empty. He's a bloviating bag of hot air. We don't need him anymore. We never did. What am I saying? We don't need this experience anymore. And yeah, no. Okay, I'm done. Take good care. And if you guys see anything here that I missed or that you want to add on, please do. I love your comments on things like that. But be nice, okay? If you don't agree with me, you can disagree, but be nice. Okay, bye. Take good care.